other news of day, and that would be what's happening in the Middle East, where a ceasefire is now in effect between Israel and Hamas. All of the living hostages are expected to be returned in the coming days. It is still tenuous, but that is the expectation. How much credit does President Trump deserve for this remarkable agreement?
Well, this does need to end the terrible, terrible tragedy we've seen.
She didn't ask if it needs to end. She asked, how much credit does President Trump deserve? That was a very simple question. Let me save you some time. He didn't answer the question. He went on rambling for like a minute and a half. After his ramble, she follows up with this.
Achieve those things.
You may not trust Donald Trump, but what has been achieved here so far is something that was not achieved by President Biden, with the potential end of the war and all of the hostages being turned over. So do you give President Trump credit for that?
Well, you know what I don't like? I don't like the fact that nearly 70,000 women and children and civilians have been killed in the last couple of years, right? Do you think that's a success, Pamela? Do you think that that's okay?
Well, I'm certainly
right?
not
Hamas
saying that,
evil,
and that was under both administrations.
A very mature and reasonable answer would have been, yes, I think he does deserve some credit. Now, let's see if this holds. We want this to hold, but as of now, he deserves some credit. But they can't do that because they're not rational. They have Trump Derangement Syndrome. They do not want to give this man credit no matter what. They don't want to give credit where credit is due. They want to avoid giving him credit at all cost. This is a perfect example of it. She asked him a question, he rambles for like a minute and a half. She follows up and asks him a question again, and then he goes on to say, well, you know what I don't like? She didn't ask you what you don't like. She asked you if you think he deserves credit or not. Rather than answering that simple question like a mature adult, we've got to find a way to do mental gymnastics and put ourselves into a pretzel to try to avoid giving Trump credit. Any of these people are pathetic. This is why you cannot take them seriously. You know, if he's negotiating peace around the world and it seems like this peace or this ceasefire is holding, you could simply say, you know what, he does deserve some credit for that. Again, let's see if it holds. But as of now, he deserves some credit. Very simple, shows you're a rational human being, that you actually can give credit where it's due. It shows why people should trust you, again, because you're rational. But these people are not rational. They have Trump Derangement Syndrome. It's not about what's practical. It's not even about what's the best thing for the American people. It's about opposing Donald Trump at all costs and making sure he gets no credit and working to make sure Democrats have political power in Washington. Their primary focus is opposing Donald Trump and power. It's not about doing the right thing or even taking care of the American people. Watching this was pathetic. This man was doing anything to not give Donald Trump credit. Also, notice how he didn't mention any of the militants that have been killed. He just mentioned women and children like there aren't active terrorists in Gaza. Also, just to remind my free email newsletter, the link to that is in my profile. I give you daily updates about what's going on here, and I cannot be censored. Links in my profile, you'll see this screen here. Once you click it, drop your email in, and you'll be good to go.